Hello and Ashe. Today I would like to speak about a forgotten witchcraft ingredient, which is not forgotten from literature, but I have seen very few people use it nowadays. And this is coral, the use of coral. And coral is a very interesting thing. It's basically a skeleton of a colony. A colony of polyps comes together and creates this colony that looks to us like a tree, like this, for instance. This is beautiful black coral that I use in my room. And many times witches of old use it for various reasons. In voodoo we wear it on the body to purify ourselves constantly. So you would see a lot of coral beads. For instance, this is red sponge coral, and this is salmon, reddish salmon coral. You can also get it in beads like that. Those are like two beads that have like both coral and turquoise embedded in them, and you can make like a necklace with this. And the Tibetans really like the contrast between the red of the coral and the blue of the turquoise, and they might represent earth and sky or different things to them, I don't know. You can also find coral together with pearls. Look at this charming thing. It costs absolutely nothing. It costs less than $5. This is a thing I bought to a friend of mine, and I'm going to consecrate it for her as a money necklace, like necklace that summons money because it has the treasures of the sea in there. And for myself, I bought yesterday this. This is a very long ass necklace of salmon coral. Look how it looks on me. What do you think? Does it look good on me? I think it looks wonderful on me. This I'm going to consecrate to Oshun Sigishi, Oshun with the coral comb in her hair. But you can also have them like in branches like this to basically greed with coral. Now, today I also brought to you two sources about coral. Now, I've brought the Cunningham Encyclopedia of Crystal Gem and Metal Magic. And yes, even though Cunningham for me could be considered dangerous in some levels, his encyclopedias are, if they are read with supplements from other places, that's fine, okay? And I will read this to you. Coral, energies receptive, planet Venus, elements water Akasha, deities Isis, Venus the Great Mother, associated metals silver or copper, powers healing, regulating menstruation, agriculture, protection, peace and wisdom. And I haven't seen too many people talking about spells to regulate menstruation to those women that has a problem. So, if you're looking for where to start, maybe a piece of coral could be a good start. Magic ritual lore. Coral has been played an important role in religious and magical rites throughout the Pacific Islands. It is often placed on graves to guard the deceased, and temples were built of lava, rocks, and coral. In the Mediterranean, coral was thought like amber to contain the life essence of the mother goddess, who dwelled in the ocean in a tree of coral. There is a Hindu belief that the ocean is a home of human souls after death, and so coral considered a powerful amulet for the living. It's also placed on the body of the deceased to prevent evil spirits from occupying it. In ancient Norse mythology, coral is also linked with deity. Because coral is neither stone nor plant substance, but a skeletal remains of a sea creature, many people object to its use in magic. We have gone beyond the time where we have to sacrifice living things, in this sense coral, to practice magic. However, I don't see picking up pieces of coral that washed on the beach of Florida, Hawaii or Italy harms anything. The commercial harvesting of living coral is another matter. It is up to you if you decide to and wish to use a commercial coral in magic. Well, Scott is dead for quite a while, and today corals are being raised for this purpose in coral farms. we no longer have enough corals in the oceans to harvest them. So every coral you buy that has a reasonable price attached to it and not an antique, is one that is probably raised to be used as decoration for aquariums or for making of jewelry. So you shouldn't feel so guilty about this, especially if you're not a vegan. On a warm, balmy day in Hawaii, I walked along a deserted beach. The aquamarine waters glistened and gently lapped into a gritty coral sand. Then, to my surprise and delight, a small piece of white coral washed up through my feet. A water-worn hole was pierced in the coral. I said my thanks and picked it up, recognizing it as a magical object. In ancient times, red coral was a gift from the deities. It was found on beaches throughout the world, but most in Italy. To be powerful in magic, ancient people used coral which hadn't been worked by human hands, that it wasn't polished, ground, or carved, because coral was thought to be alive, as it once was. People believed that any processing done would kill the magical energies within it. This isn't absolutely true today, and one's belief still current. If a piece of coral used in magic breaks, or for any reason it has lost its power, a new piece must be obtained. Return broken pieces to the ocean, or use them for magical powders or offerings or whatnot. Corals come from the Greek words meaning daughter of the sea. Italian women used to wear it next to their groin to regulate menstrual flow, recognizing it as a link between coral, the sea, the moon, and their cycles. The coral, usually red, was believed to grow pale during the flow, grow brighter afterwards. It would have been used to predict their periods. Coral used for those purposes was carefully hidden from the eyes of men, for it seemed by them it lost all magic power. Well, you can use it like this, or you can put them in a nation bag that the woman makes to another woman, and and it's not supposed to be handled by any other person, by the voodoo tradition to which it belongs. Coral is still used in magic today. When worn so as to be plainly visible, it is a protective amulet. It's used against the evil eyes, demons, furies, succubi, incubi, and phantasma, among other ills. It guards against accident, acts of violence, poison, theft, possession, and sterility, the last especially in women. So, it could be used for fertility spells. Also because, sympathetically, it's made from cells crystallizing together and secreting a skeleton, not unlike what a baby does in the womb. Coral is also worn to effect inner changes. It dispels foolishness, nervousness, fear, depression, murderous thoughts, panics, and nightmares. It confers reason, prudence, courage, and wisdom upon its bearer. Placed beneath the pillow, it produces peaceful sleep by driving away disturbing dreams. Coral has been used in magic relating for children for thousands of years. If presented as a gift to a child, it ensures their future health. Infants wear coral pendants or beads to ease the pain of cutting teeth. It's also been used as rattles to guard children. Place pieces of coral in a child's room, especially to protect him or her. A special use for coral was in popular ancient Egypt and Greece. Powdered coral was mixed with seed and sown and scattered over newly planted fields. This protected the growing fields from inclement weather and insects. Coral was also hung on fruit trees to increase their yield. In healing, red coral was used to cure indigestion, all pains in the digestive tract, eye complaints, and to staunch blood. Also, red coral, when worn, had the power to alert the weather of ill health by paling in color. Also, like opal. Coral is used as a house-like attachment. Take a piece of coral and touch it on every door, window, and wall while moving in a clockwise direction. Then put it in a place of prominence and let it do its magic. It's also associated with love. Coral earrings were worn by women in ancient Rome to attract men. Powdered coral was used in 16th century Venusian incenses, and red and pink candles ringed with pieces of coral are burned to draw love. Very simple love spell. But you can take a necklace like this and put it around the candle, just not too close. You don't want the wax to make it dirty. Because of its association with the sea, coral is also worn to protect as a protectant of sailing and traveling over water, and guards boats against shipwreck. It's also sometimes worn to protect against shark attacks. Now in voodoo, and this is sacred to, the red coral is sacred to Papa Legba. It's like, Eshu Mare, Eshu of the sea, okay? It's also, something that is sacred to Olokun, which is god of, is the god of wealth, political power, the subconscious, and wrestling, so this could be a good gift to give to someone who is a wrestler. Also, of course, this is sacred, white coral is sacred to Yemaya, and it's sacred to Yembo, which is, considered in some traditions as the feminine side of Obatala. And this is considered like a very precious material. If you go and you search for, for Yoruba items, you see that they are selling a lot of mock coral necklaces, because, most of them couldn't afford real coral, so they would have like cylinders like this made from glass and worn around the neck. I have a necklace just like that, but with real coral, because I can afford real coral. Coral is expensive, but not that expensive. Okay, now the next book I want to read you from is this. It's this giant tome. Love is in the Earth by Melody. And I really disliked her previous publications, but I think this is the big one that contains all the books, and the Light Fantastic contains all of the different things that she ever published from A to Z. And it has everything basically. And it has like, 4 pages about corals itself, okay? So if you'd like to search for knowledge about the mystical properties of like a specific coral, like agatized coral, or horn coral, or black and pink and blue, white, or brain coral, they're all in here. So let me read this to you. Coral comes from the sea and is a vacated housing of a marine animal. The name coral has been taken from the Latin word colarum. The color ranges including black, pink, red, white, and blue. In addition to the properties listed in the shell section of the book, the following attributes apply. It represents diplomacy and concurrence. Again, it protects from mistakes. If you have like a job where mistakes could cost a human life, like, for instance, I don't know, you're a soldier or something, a coral is a good thing to carry with you. Or a doctor, or something like that. Also a doctor, you can consecrate it if you are in voodoo or Santeria to Erinle. Erinle also likes corals, and, he will help you to heal. It is also said to quiet the emotions and bring peace to within the self. So if you're a very stressful person, this is a good stone for you. It facilitates intuition, imagination, visualization, and helps one both understand and use the qualities of the mystic. It can bring one into communication with the past spirits of this world, and can expedite the accelerated transfer of knowledge. So channelers, go coral. Coral has been used to strengthen both circulatory system and the bones of the body. It has stimulated tissue regeneration and has been used to nourish the blood cells. It's also been used to treatment disorders of spinal columns, the alimentary canal, and the nervous system, and the thalamus. Vibrates to the master number 22. In addition to the above qualities, the following categories of other qualities are of specific color configurations. I would choose some, I won't read it all. For instance, let's read about, black coral. Black coral, a calcium carbonate containing additional impurities, is reported both to absorb and transform negativity when worn, carried, taken as an elixir, or placed in one's environment. Specimen locality, Mexican Gulf Coast, Mexico. It's like, where the picture here came from. This mineral elevates the aspect of significant creative forces. and imparts tranquility to action. It can dispel fear of darkness and can bring hidden matters to the forefront, allowing one to utilize both original thinking and meditative state, actualize culminations of the problems. It is a stone of regeneration and purification that has been used for treatment to disorders related to skin and the pores and the internal organs, and can elimination of toxins from the organs. Vibrates to the master number of 33. And also, let's read pink coral, like the one I'm wearing. Pink coral presents continuity, activity, and structure. It's a building block of human physiology, so it's a very good healing necklace. So it's good that I'm consecrated it to Oshun, mother of, Oshun, that also heals with cold water. This coral helps to stimulate sensitivity with respect to one's emotions and one's physical conditions. It also stimulates the activity of the heart chakra and enhances the intuitive aspects of love. It also brings one to act with the caring manner, supported by knowledge that everyone and everything is connected by the bonds of love. In addition, it assists one to maintain both awareness and continuity during the normal ebb and flow of one's life, bringing one always to one's center. It assists in bringing the same centered and space of love that one has an emanation of love and likewise attracts like. Pink coral has also been used to treatment disorders of the heart, breast, stomach, and reproductive organs. It has been effective as an elixir for stimulation and wellness of the gums. Vibrates to the number 9. There is also red coral and white coral, and you can. It's either you can get this, and it's really well worth the $75 that you can get this for, or probably you can get it in sales or find it in the library. It's a wonderful book. You could read more about corals there. So what do you think? Do you use corals in your practice? Am I preaching to the choir of something that everybody does? Or did I give you some new stuff to think about? Please tell me. Goodbye and a share.